Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Donut. Today I'm joined with Drop Therapy. You can say hi.
Hi.
Drop Therapy is an experimental, non-binary, industrial, post-hardcore artist based out of California. They've been involved in a couple other projects such as Meta Dream and Spook the Dog, but Drop Therapy's most recent album, Sawn Off Horn, collects a lot of really intense, radical feelings of abuse, mental illness, despair, and rage into an hour and 16 minutes of pure croon. Originally released in September of 2021, the Sawn Off Horn is now available on all streaming platforms through Lonely Bird Records. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. Yesterday, like I said before you started the count fair, I got an apple. No, I didn't. I got this thing. thing. So cool memories, I suppose. I didn't go on any rides because I'm fucking women, but I went on one spinny UFO looking thing. That freaked me out.
Yeah.
My right tolerance.
So you're jumping a little bit ahead to our bev and snack check. I don't have a snack with me today. I just have the water. I think you have your apple.
Nerd.
Yeah, so we tried recording this once before and it didn't work out. So most of these are already questions that you have answered.
We're gonna that's friend.
Yeah. I mean, what? I don't know what I'm talking about. So where does the name Drop Therapy actually come from?
Well, maybe not the best figure. When I was 11, I wanted to make dubstep, so I was a huge fan of Skrillex, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" I don't know what to call my thing though, so I was like, "Drop Therapy."
That's cool. So you also did the cover art for the record. That was the only as I was looking through some of the other art that you had made, just like on your DeviantArt and everything else. That was the only clay sculpture I saw. Last time I asked if you had done anything like special with it, you just said you took the picture of it with your phone, right?
Yeah, I sculpted it and on a plate like this big. Literally, the head could fit on this like medicine bottle here. Yeah, I just took a photo, edited the contrast, made the background blue, fancy up the album cover. And I realized that I did the notes wrong, and I think that's what makes most people think, "Oh, it's a demon." No, that's protagonist.
Well, regardless, I really like how it turned out. I think it looks really cool. I think it helps set the mood of the album a lot too.
Yeah,
just because
somebody described it as hauntingly good.
So what or who would you say were your biggest musical inspirations for the album? This project overall, or just whatever?
Probably Circus Survive, Dance Gap and Dance, a little bit of Tool, a little bit of tones. Definitely Black Midi and Botch and Kill Your Escape Plan. I was just listening to a lot of 2000 music, I guess, like metalcore, that kind of thing. Some other stuff, like again, Black Midi. This isn't a band that I listened to while making it, but you should definitely check out Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum if you haven't. My fiance's dad turned me on to them, and it's just wow. They're very out there. The drummer makes like half of the percussion in the streets. So this is like really homemade.
Very cool. So as I mentioned before, the album touches a lot on a lot of different themes, looking at things of mental illness, relationships, both platonic and romantic, those that are ailing and being cultivated. Again, last time we did this, I originally thought, or I got a lot of subtext surrounding transitioning lines, like there is no one who understands you like I do. On this horn, there's the phrase "nothing can compare to the looks I get." With the sawn off horn in my head, people watch behind averted eyes when you think when you just look like the one they're talking about. You said the album didn't mean specifically as much to you relating to your transitions, but there are other story elements and things that it touches on.
Yeah, no, it is really cool that you read it like that. Like I said last time, wouldn't have thought about that. more about guilt and paranoia, just that kind of thing. Maybe the light illusions even, because a lot of it's based on this interaction, like this thing that happened with me and a friend, and I don't know, we just like we were being mutually toxic for each other, but the way I handled it, like cutting off the friendship, was just very, very, very bad. Like I did things that I expected, treating her friends like garbage. Yeah, it was fun for anyone involved. Yeah, last year we started to talk, and now we're like, kind of talking, which we're untalking. We're able to do that without being viscerally uncomfortable.
That's good. Sometimes it can be good to step away, I think. You know.
Yeah. It was also because I didn't know exactly what was going on for like a year. So, or like several months. And so it breeded some ideas that could be considered maybe delusions, but not maybe by the medical definition, but by like, because I knew they were bullshit. I just like didn't know what else to think. But once I was more filled in, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That can go on.
Cool. So again, relating to those themes of violence and abuse, homelessness, and just general overall suffering, there are also a lot of ideas that look at progress, moving on, processing events. In the song "The Door Stays Locked," there's the line, "This needs to be done in steps in order to do things right. Breaking my ties as punishment will end the deaths before my eyes." And I know that line specifically was, as we talked about last time, was a little bit more self-destructive related, but overall, in terms of when it came to writing the record, did it provide kind of any sort of catharsis for events that have affected you specifically? I know that a lot of the album is based off of, or was it meant to kind of remain more conceptual, like within the space of that record, while still like having some of those inspired events?
Yeah, I don't know. I did kind of feel like at times I didn't deserve friends, just based on the way I'm like, I think there's a line actually about brothers, the track. Like, remember, it was basically talking about the idea of like, do I deserve to live if this is how I keep treating other people, you know? And that was the genuine thought I had to apply, you know, even if it's not based on solely the situation of that friend, which is other stuff that came from it, you know, because I feel like that was the catalyst for just paranoia. Although I'm managing a little bit better. If I'm not managing, then I can find resources. You know, I have to good. I don't know if I'm oversharing, but like, I think I'm doing.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
It's definitely important as well to know that you have those resources available.
Yeah, her friends telling me just like what I'm doing has scared me to be a good person, I think. Or at least being a person who is actively helpful. So I think for that.
Yeah, I don't know. Reality will check you in a way sometimes you don't always expect, but it's usually for the better, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, I got the wake up call.
Yeah, and that's what's important too. What overall, what would you say is your favorite song and or favorite lyric off of the album?
The one you go back to the title track, because I'm very proud of the production. I really like the breakdown. In general, a lot of the stuff I do on the track, I showed it to my mom. Like, that was 7 minutes. That did not 7 minutes. Like, I know 5 months.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There are a couple songs on the album that are a little bit longer that really don't feel like it, because there's like enough kind of going on throughout the course of them.
My new single, In Cattle, which is about that friend that I keep mentioning, that I kind of that one's 21 minutes long. and I
Mhm.
mean, it feels 21 minutes, but it feels like a longer song. I don't know if it feels too long. I think I paced it properly. Although at the same
Mm.
time, it also feels like multiple parts like stuck next to each other. I don't know how like jarring it is, but I think I managed. Like I showed it to that friend. She liked it, so you
It's gotta be a good sign of something.
know. Yeah, she also liked the other one I wrote. The title
Mm.
track, the album for the Sawn Off Horn, the stuff, which yeah, no, I actually kind of teared up while I heard the first part when I recorded it. So yeah.
Mm. Cool. Very powerful. What was the recording and the writing process like for the album? It took about 9 months or so for you to make it. Um, Throughout that, did the idea and the themes behind it change a little bit, or was it pretty consistent in what you wanted from the start to the finish?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I definitely didn't have it like right off the bat. It was originally just going to be about somebody dealing with the loss properly, inspired
Mhm.
by that wake up call I got.
Yeah.
Like that person destroying their friendships. That evolved into basically how it came about. I was like, well, I don't see many post-hardcore albums. I don't see many post-hardcore industrial albums. I don't see many furry concept albums. So let me just dig up this old persona that I haven't used since I was a dude and use it. You know, now I never
Mhm.
had personality. First of all, that's something I couldn't manage before. Um, yeah, so he was originally going to have this imaginary friend that he constructed coping with, but I didn't end up using that because I guess it fit the idea. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, like there's going to be like
Um,
one like what actually happened, another like a journal entry, you know, kind of showing the bias versus the actuality. But that didn't happen because I don't know. It was actually the first near concept album I've done since like Own Your Invitation, which is not a good
hmm.
album. I want to listen to it. It's up on my channel. Like it's okay. It's like really, really rough around the edges. This is the first one I tried to do more consistent vocals on when I was 14.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool. Um, so your vocal style pretty consistently is kerning around a lot of different ranging melodies throughout the album. It also dips into some other heavier screams and at other points. How has that developed? Not even just your like heavier screams, but how you sing and how you choose melodies. How has that developed both over the course of this album and just over the course of you making music over the years?
Yeah. Well, like most of my albums, the Sawn Off Horn was made in a linear fashion. So you can hear like towards the beginning, somewhat linear. I think the intro track was made like the process.
Hmm.
But uh, uh, I should know the names of my own fucking stuff. The second track, like after the intro. Uh,
Hmm.
the losing battle was over. Yeah, you can hear it's a little bit more rough compared to stuff later on in the album. But even
Hmm.
then, on this album, this new one, I self-titled, figuring out like, oh shit, I just dropped the name. Oh well. Anyway, I've been working on like how to select melodies more carefully. Maybe there will be less improvement. I know one song the closing track is very indie-ish, like kind
Hmm.
of like mellowish kind of trippy stuff. A lot more psychedelic than usual. I have a track record with psychedelic music, so it's definitely
I mean, it's
from the post-hardcore sound. Like I understood
hmm.
that.
It's fun stuff, and it's easy to like keep it interesting too. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, it's just experimental. Whatever. There's some psychedelic tracks that are more atmospheric. There's one that's
Hmm.
really dubby. There's one that makes pop elements like harsh noise. Well, not harsh noise, but regular noise. And alt rock. And then there's one that's like alternative AV kind of experimental electronica. So that's so far. I still have a few tracks to work on. And like two of the tracks I'm currently working on are done yet. Yeah.
Very nice. So those are really all the questions that I have for you. This is whatever other time that you'd like to plug any other social media, any other links that you have. The last thing is always any other news of stuff that you're working on for the future, but as we were just talking about, you know.
Yeah, well, I have a link tree, which I'll just give to you if I haven't already. I don't know. And that'll contain Spook the Dog, that'll contain Metadream, like the links to those Bandcamp accounts. Well, links to the Spook the Dog Bandcamp, I think the Metadream website that I want to give is the links to the Bandcamp of the YouTube channel. The Drop Therapy Bandcamp, which has my other project, Servine Company, my kind of atmospheric, like dark ambient project that I do whenever I want to make a dark ambient music. I guess there are two albums that I have that are pretty cool, I think. I also have a little bag of tea, which you will not find on my link tree, but it's also pretty cool. Like I have Proof the Dog, which is my shit post project, and then I have a little bag of tea, slightly less of a shit post. I'm trying to like, whereas Proof the Dog is like more kind of just abstract nonsense. Little Bag of Tea derives from the idea of making music that is bad without being bad. So like if I were to perform it live, I'd be wearing one of those like Roblox heads. Good and like really good. And it's like I started it out after Spook like after like something happened. And like pretty much after COVID started really affecting me. And so I kind of just lost my train of thought. I was like, oh, I want to make fun of SoundCloud rap, I guess. That's just called it, but not SoundCloud rap. Because I'm SoundCloud rap. You can't do it. And then Metadream is pretty cool too. It's like a mix of alternative rock and like weird chord electronic, ready baby idea, dream stuff. Yeah, our first album, Volume 1, will come out right now.
Very nice. Cool. Well,
for now.
Yeah. So you guys can check any of that out. The link tree as well as some of the more individual links will also be in the description, as well as you will have seen some of them come up on your screen. Thank you for joining me today. As I mentioned before, you guys can listen to the Sawn Off Horn on all streaming platforms now, as well as on their Bandcamp and the rest of the music. Otherwise, that's all for this one. Thank you guys again for watching. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.